are back with more of My Southern Home, and I'm here with Ben Tyler with Ben Tyler Building and Remodeling. And Ben, thanks for bringing us to another amazing house.
We've got a finished product for you to see today, Kimberly, and it's really, really pretty.
So what was the scope of this project?
Well, the clients called us because they wanted to install an elevator, see if it could actually work in their house. So we came out and did an initial survey, and this one actually is a pretty clean example of how you can add an elevator to an existing home.
So where did they add the elevator in this home?
It's really straight at the back of the house, so it kind of completes the formal entry and looks through the dining room, and the space was pretty convenient, actually.
And you transformed this area specifically for the elevator because it was a deck before.
Right, so on the second floor, the living level here, they had a 8-foot by 10-foot deck or so, and the door out to it, of course, and then lower level was really just a patio entrance to the lower level living area. So it's kind of an inset at the back of the house, and it made for really a pretty clean installation, as you can see.
So what are some of the things that you think about when you're getting ready to install an elevator in a home?
Well, a lot of times you have to be very creative as to where you put the elevator. What rooms are you going to invade to put the elevator in? Or is there a convenient, clean place to put an addition that would cover your elevator for 2 floors, 3 floors, however many that you want to serve?
Ben, can you pretty much put an elevator in any home?
We'd like to think you can, Kimberly, and we get very creative. We're doing one right now that's pretty complicated, from the ground floor to the 3rd floor. But there are solutions. There's always a solution.
Well, that's why it's so important on who you use. I say that all the time on the show. Who you use is so important, and it really is, because if you want certain things done in your home, there's processes and there's planning involved in making sure it's done correctly.
Absolutely. The elevator rules and regulations are very strict. They're covered by a lot of international laws, actually, and certainly our U.S. laws, and we have to work with somebody who does this all the time. And we work with design professionals that incorporate the design of the elevator, so it makes a seamless operation when we're done. But there's a lot of thought that goes into putting these elevators in a house.
And Ben, when you created this elevator for them, you also had to create an entire lower level area because it was a deck before.
Right, it was sort of a service entrance to the lower level, which is finished very well in this home. And we had to incorporate a new hallway area and a landing area for the elevator. And it's just off a lower level bathroom too. So we worked with flooring and actually opened up that space to the living space where they watch TV and movies, etc.
So I got to speak to the homeowners, and they were so sweet, and they just love how easy it makes storage and bringing things downstairs.
Well, they cook here on the 1st floor, and they can take their meals down in a cart down to the lower level, and they've got a very nice wine room area down there, and they like to entertain people, so it makes it easy to function like a restaurant, actually, and move things down, and they can off-season storage. They can move things from floor to floor easily, and it just makes it very convenient for them.
They were very excited about the cart, and they wanted us to get video of it going downstairs.
With the food cart, absolutely. It's so this is like a giant dumbwaiter also. So, but there's many uses for the elevator, as they've told us.
So an elevator has become very popular. What are some of the other items that you're adding that are popular going into 2023?
Well, everybody's loving outdoor living areas, porches and spaces where you can gather around a fire pit, for instance. So we're doing a lot of that sort of work. And just general remodeling of kitchens and bathrooms is always strong, it seems like.
Well, Ben, if someone loves their neighborhood and they love their neighbors, it's so much simpler to transform the home that you have into the one that you want.
That's the story we hear from a lot of people these days. They really love their neighbors, their neighborhood. They want to stay in place. You know, with aging, we all might have a little problem moving around and getting floor to floor. So the elevator is the solution. And while it is not an inexpensive item, there's a lot of hassle to moving and refinancing, selling your house, cleaning things out. And it's really a nice way to spend the rest of your days in your own home.
Well, it's really an aging in place component.
Absolutely it is. And everybody seems to be healthier when they can stay in their own home versus going to a facility of some kind. And it's sometimes more work for the families, but it's very nice for the people who actually need the elevator and can stay in their home.
And there's some planning involved in the process of installing one, so people need to know that in advance, right?
Yeah, this is not a simple 2-week process of planning. There's a lot of architecture involved, and of course dealing with the mechanical unit itself and having a little room off of the elevator where the motors go and that sort of thing. It really requires the help of professionals.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure as always, Kimberly. Thanks for having us on.
We'll be back with more My Southern Home in just a moment.